I'm drinking warm iced tea. Okay, so welcome to the Powerful Comicsman podcast, episode 2. Yeah, thank you for everybody who watched the first episode, all around 30 of you guys. Yeah. Uh, Even so, it really means a lot to me. And, you know, uh, I'm just doing this for fun. This is just how I have fun nowadays, and it's not partying anymore. It's just being here at home, talking to myself, talking to a camera, and uh, actually going out of my way to set up all of this. And you know what? It's actually fun, even though it's weird. It's fun for me at least. But yeah, so welcome again, and I'm just trying to do this as often as I can. I got a little free time from work right now, so I'm gonna record something. Okay, so Phil, hmm, I've listed some things that I'm gonna talk about, and because I tried earlier to to do this, and I just blabbered and blabbered, and my thoughts keep wandering. Um, just just goes um, just goes everywhere without any direction, and I lose points. I lose my points such that I just can't remember what I was initially talking about, and so I'm gonna I'm gonna try a different approach and have a little structure. Um, Even though a lot of the podcasts that I listen to, it happens all the time, but since I'm basically still practicing, I'm still practicing this. I think I'm gonna be practicing for well over a year before I get this right, and that's what's fun, like I said. And um, I have a few topics in mind, a few stories that I'd like to share, but I've decided to just let things let some of the things um, that I have about this whole podcast thing out of the way, such that first of all, um, what the hell is podcasting, right? I know because I know it's actually a huge industry right now. It's another form of media, and a lot of people are actually getting rich with their podcasts, and and a lot of podcasts are are really huge right now, and there are many forms of podcasting. Many are streaming just games, streaming their games, and streaming just conversations. And those are those can be all of them can be considered as podcasts, but in its purest form, by definition, a podcast is just somebody talking. Okay, it's just like a radio. you know the radio stations where where the DJ gets so gets too chatty and wouldn't play music. Um, those basically that's podcasting, and uh, and I don't know if they called it podcast before, during before the internet, but if you say podcast right now, it usually means that it is a show that can be downloaded or streamed in the internet, and so that's it. It's just somebody talking. It doesn't need to have video like what I'm doing right now. Um, but but a lot of a lot of people would like to get fancy like myself. If you notice, I have I have even created these graphics to to make my to make my screen a little prettier, I suppose, hopefully. And there. But you can do without the video. You just talk, record it, upload it, somebody listens to it or download it. It's a podcast. But since I am arte, I'd like to I like to utilize technology and use video. So basically, that's podcasting. Um, there are lots of huge podcasts out there. Of course, my favorite, the podcast that inspired me to do all of this, the Joe Rogan Experience, hosted by Joe Rogan, of course. And there's also The Fighter and the Kid, which they say is number one sports podcast on iTunes. I don't know if that's true, but they sometimes they say that. And a lot of other comedians like Joey Diaz, Theo Vaughn, Chris D'Elia. Those are the comedians that I followed on their podcasts, and most of them I have discovered through Joe Rogan's podcast. So that's my favorite podcast. I also follow um, Neil deGrasse Tyson, but he doesn't do the podcasts himself. He just I don't know what he does. Sometimes it's not him. Actually, most of the time it's not him who's talking during his podcast. Uh, what else? The tech podcast, the gaming podcast, and the nerdy podcast. I've tried listening to them, but they don't resonate to me as much as the as the uh, as the likes of the comedians and the mind blowers. Sam Harris is one of the best mind fuckers out of there. Um, excuse me. Sam Harris is one of the best um, thinkers, I think, and speakers. One of the most articulate person I know. And if you don't know him, just look him up. Look for his channel. It's called Waking Up with Sam Harris. Well, I suppose his ideas are not for everyone because for one, he's he's an atheist, so he doesn't believe that God exists, or agnostic. I don't know if he says he's an atheist or agnostic, but um, but he doesn't believe in God, and he has many criticisms about God. But then what? And also some of his political views may not suit to yours, but what I really like about him and what I really admire is his ability to explain really profound and complex ideas. He's just very articulate, and he's that's what I would like myself to be. That's how articulate I want to be. Regardless whether you'd agree to what he's saying or not, I just can't help but be awed by the way he can explain things and think about them in different lights and make it sound simple. Joe Rogan describes him as an intellectual black belt, and I think that's a very precise description. What else? There are also political podcasts that I listen to. Again, so one of the more entertaining podcasts that I listen to is Ben Shapiro's podcast, which is I think the Daily Wire, the Ben Shapiro Show. It's a conservative podcast, so it might not be for again everyone, especially for the social justice warriors out there. And sometimes I don't agree on what he's saying, but like the same way as with Sam Harris, uh, on this guy, it's a little different. He's a very smart person too, but he's such a fast talker, and he'll just wreck you in a debate. That's what's amazing about Ben Shapiro. And again, I discovered him and Sam on Joe Rogan's podcast, Joe Rogan's Experience, because JRE is so popular that other popular podcast shows go there to be interviewed. And but as for the Philippines, I don't think. Well, actually, podcasting is is very very far from popular in this side of the planet right now, and that's okay. Um, the only podcast that the only Filipino podcast that I know of are are uh well, probably the most popular would be Mo Twister's podcast, but that was before before politics in the Philippines got shitty. So I would assume that the most popular podcast right now in the Philippines would be the political podcast by by Thinking Pinoy or Sasot, and I don't know. I know I've seen Thinking Pinoy's YouTube channel. I haven't seen Sasot's channel, but I'd assume she does it as well, and either in Facebook or in YouTube. I don't know, but I don't know if the other side, maybe Pinoy Ako blog, maybe she has a podcast too, but I haven't checked. Actually, I've been very frustrated with the politics in the Philippines, so I just stayed away for now, at least. It's just something that I don't want to. I don't want to dwell into at the moment because it's just so out of control right now, and I don't. I would rather spend my energy doing more productive things like this, even if there's nobody watching. so so that's podcasting, and hopefully um, uh, it catches up with Filipinos because it's uh, it's uh, it's really a new type of media that that could be used um, if you know how to do it properly in a very positive and also negative like everything else. But like Joe Rogan, that show just um it just had a um I could even say as far I could even go as far as saying that it changed my life somehow because um through that show I am introduced to a lot of great thinkers which I would not have found out if I hadn't seen Joe Rogan's podcast. And through these new ideas, I've developed new ways of thinking and how to approach um, ideas or logic or problems through a different um, through a different method. And it's amazing if you can if you can have that experience, especially me. I'm not I'm not old, but I'm not exactly young as well, and it's a it's a very welcome experience to to learn new things at any point in your life. Anyway, there are other. I think there's another podcast, comics podcast by a few local comics creators, Filipinos. I think it's called Indie Comics Podcast, Indie Pinoy Comics Podcast, something like that. And I forget the host, but it's one of the few podcasts that I have seen from the Philippines. And now add me to the list if uh, if uh, if you want to know more about this podcasting thing. Maybe I should be speaking in Filipino right now, but you know what? It's gonna be inevitable. I'm gonna be doing Filipino podcasts in the future, especially when I get guests, when I finally convince someone to join me in this little project that I'm doing, and it's gonna be fun. Uh, okay, so that's basically what podcasting is. It's just a radio show over the internet. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. But it's a simple thing, but uh, with the right hosts and the right mindset and the right point in your life, probably, and right ideas and topics discussed, it's it's a great way to spend your time, especially when you're like me. I'm an artist. I draw. So it frustrates me that I could not read while I'm drawing. It frustrates me that I cannot watch a movie while I'm drawing. I could listen to it, but I cannot watch it. And if I just let it play in the background, I just feel I'm just wasting electricity and the efforts of those people who made the movie. So, but then I need to keep working because my deadlines are always deadly. So so if I can't use my visual sense, then I just listen. And usually it's before podcasting, I listen to a lot of music, but now, oh, it's I wouldn't have believed it if you told me this 5 years ago. I enjoy listening to podcasts even more than listening to music. I still love music. I'm a singer, and I also write songs once in a while. But if I'm most of the time in the last 3 years, I listen to random people talk over my favorite podcast host's show, or rather than listen to music. And it surprised me because before I used to think podcasting as silly and uh, and even pretentious and vain, even because I think the way I think about it is, why the hell does this guy think that people would listen to him talk? And you know what? They got me, and I understand completely why. And now, why the hell do I think that you would listen to me? It's exactly the same thing. And I don't know if you're gonna listen to me. I don't know if I've already lost you in the first minute of this uh, show, but I don't care. I'm Like I said, I'm just enjoying myself and seeing where will this go. Okay, so one of the things that I listed um, here is the question: how to start a podcast. How do you start a podcast? Okay, so let me think about that for a little bit. I suppose you get to start a podcast. Um, it all starts with an inspiration, and uh, because I don't think you just you just go at it without wanting to, and you gotta have the right mindset and the right the right goals that you want to do in the content that you're going to create. So for me, in my case, I just wanna have fun and make make the most out of my time. So I'm an artist, and uh, I also like to talk, as I've said in my first episode. I miss talking and having conversations while working, and I am also very inspired by the podcast that I watch, and so I decided, because after several years of watching, and eventually I kind of I kind of think that I get what they're doing, at least in my head, and slowly but surely, um, I just thought, hey, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. And then and then uh, and then I look around and I see that I have some equipments that I could use to start, and so I have a camera, I have the computers, I have this microphone, and other recording devices. So, but then the nerves, and and you need to have time for it. Okay, so um I think I tried before. I think last year, I after I got this recording, this interface, the audio interface that I bought last year. I uh, I tried recording because I thought that's it's it's a kind of nice gadget, and it records the voice nicely. So I thought, hey, I could I could try it. But then I could not commit to it because I'm like maarte. I want it. If I'm gonna do it, I want to do it right. That's just how I am. I don't like doing things half-assed, and so I gotta think about it thoroughly first before committing, because I don't want it to suck. And actually, I didn't know what to do for the podcast before. But then, since I am an artist, it has always been a given to have drawings. I'm gonna be drawing and talking, and eventually I started creating videos, but I still wasn't talking back then. Back in October 2017, that's when I started to revive my channel, and it was fun. But then it was the end of the year, and in my line of job, that is that is the busiest part of the year, and even until now. So I also I also found out, because I was there. I could have started this podcast, but if I started back then, it's gonna be half-assed because I don't have the shots are not gonna be good, because I don't have the right mounts to place the cameras. So those are the unforeseen things, some of the unforeseen things that I that I did not consider when I was thinking about starting this podcast, because like I said, I want a certain types of videos. um, I want to create certain kinds of videos, rather. I want to do comic reviews, so I cannot just use OBS to do that. I need multiple cameras to pull that off, at least two cameras, and it's so I needed to buy another camera, so I bought an action camera because I already have the DSLR camera, but it's an old DSLR in the house. And then my sister, I gave first action camera to my sister, so I needed to get a new one. And also, the action camera is gonna be used for vlogging as well. And aside from my phone, because the the iPhone the iPhone's battery sucks, and I wanted to use the action cam for that. I also wanted to uh, to capture biking videos because because when I have a bike, and I wanna use I wanna video my rides basically. So that's gonna be good for that. And I also tried vlogging using a regular camera, and it sucked because it was shaky. So I needed to buy a gimbal. Uh, this is called a gimbal. So this is a high tech um, tool. This is a gadget that stabilizes your camera so that the shots won't be shaky. And back then, um, as about early last year, this this brand, this model wasn't available yet, and the ones that were available in the market were really expensive. Like I'm not gonna buy that. Okay, so but then when I checked this December, I found out, wow, the price has significantly dropped. This new model is the Zhiyun Smooth Q gimbal. Actually, it uh, it was released back in April last year, but I missed it, and I wasn't looking for it, so I just found out about it last December. So when I saw that it's so much more affordable now, it's still expensive. It's still around 5,000. Oh no, I think 5,600. So still about $130 maybe. So it's but before it was around the cheapest was around 17,000. So it was a huge drop in the price, and I got one, and now I can vlog properly, and because like I said, I have some standards that I follow. I don't want the videos to be shaky. I want it to look nice, and if it if it is not nice, I don't like I don't like to continue doing it. So now that I have that, um, I can I can vlog, and so my point is I didn't I didn't think about that before. I didn't think I'm gonna need that, and now I also didn't think I'm gonna need a tripod, a tripod that's taller, and I didn't even know that there are tripods that are smaller, obviously. But I also needed the Gorilla Pod and a few other small devices like a USB hub, the multiple USB hubs, some additional hard drives, and had to look for what do you call this computer programs to help me with broadcasting and with the videos. So and those programs like OBS, that OBS is an open source program for you to to create videos and broadcast it. And you can also record. That's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm using. And of course, it's if it's something new, there's gonna be a learning curve, and you're gonna while you learn, you're gonna discover new things about it, and you're gonna start learning again, and then afterwards, your creativity will kick in, and you're gonna you're gonna you're gonna discard everything that you have done, because now you know how to use the program properly, and you can now make the most out of it. So at least that's how I am, because even if I have something that that could work, and then I discover something, another method, or another way to enhance what I did, then I'm gonna I'm gonna do it again with the better version. So that took around acquiring the equipment, acquiring the knowledge on how to operate the programs. Those took around maybe 2 to 3 months, and also I've been practicing. I've been practicing. I've recorded several podcasts which I did not upload because not that they're awful, but I just thought I could do better. So technically, so that's one answer to the question, how do you start a podcast? But if you're gonna ask the equipments that you need, of course you're gonna need a computer and an internet connection. That's another thing. I needed to I needed to upgrade my internet into a much faster plan, because before I used to have only 3 Mbps of what do you call this, of speed, uh, of internet speed. And when I tried uploading my videos with that speed, it takes oh, 16 hours, nearly one whole day, to upload a 4K 15 minute 15 minute 4K video. And it's it's excruciating. So it's a good thing that just last year, a few months ago, uh, Globe Globe has laid out their fiber optics cable in our village. I thought it was PLDT before, but it was different. So I had to apply for a new subscription, and now I've upgraded to 20 Mbps, which makes the upload time so much faster. So the 1 hour video I made, the first episode, it took just just about over an hour to and everything's uploaded. If I had the 3 Mbps plan before, it would have probably taken 2 days, and that's just gonna be ridiculous. So that's one thing. If you're gonna if you're gonna uh, if you're planning to do a podcast video, a video podcast, because I haven't tried uploading just the audio using the 3 Mbps plan, but it'll probably be shorter. The upload time would be shorter. It won't take 16 hours, but yeah, it's better if we have the video, right? You can see my face. So so yeah, that's one requirement. You're gonna need a fast internet service aside from the equipments. And also, if you're gonna live stream, 3 Mbps will not cut it. I don't think 5 Mbps won't be enough neither. And you gotta have at least 10 Mbps from what I've read, just to be sure. And now, since I have 20, then sometimes I live stream. And although there was a time that the video output on YouTube was still low, which was not good. But before, with my 3 Mbps plan, doesn't it's the video output was just so low. It's unwatchable basically. You can't watch a video like that. A live stream with that too much lag. And what else? So you're gonna need a microphone. Well, you this is a nicer microphone, but there are lots of cheap microphones that you could use, depending on the quality that you want. Um, I already had this since this is the gig microphone that I use when when I sing. And last year I tried writing songs, so I bought an audio interface. Well, there are microphones that connects directly to the computer via USB. You can get those, but if you want a professional sounding microphone, you're gonna have to invest so some money. And this is not. I won't say this is high end stuff. Although my audio interface is a little is a bit on the higher end already, based on what I read, because I'm not an audio guy. uh, but this one, uh, I just love this mic. This is a performance mic. This is the Elvis mic, the Shure Super 55, and this is just for personality. This is just for show too, and it just so happens that it also sounds good. So this is my mic, and it's included in the logo. So what else? What else? Well, another thing. If you're gonna use this mic, I'm gonna need a stand. So I bought this boom, this swivel boom, and that's maybe some people would not think about needing that. Well, you can some microphones you can just clip on your t-shirt. So it's that's good too, because what's really important is not your equipment. Um the as they say, content is still king. So you can have all the fancy gadgets in your studio, and if you're if you're not making any sense talking, then it's no good. What else? You're gonna need a computer that could handle the graphics. So that's no need to explain that. What else? Memory cards, because uh, because you need um, a little more storage in your cameras, especially when you're vlogging. I don't think uh, uh, 4 GB memory card would be enough. So it's I have a 32 gig uh, memory card in my SJ cam, and uh, I think yeah, I got one another card is coming. It's 128 gigs for the other camera, and well, to me, oh no, I'm a cheap guy. Okay, I just make use of the things that I have, and unless it's something that I really like this one, I didn't mind spending a little bit of money for this because I like this. I've always wanted to have a mic like this. Um, also, also the if I could afford it, I would typically get the best item that would provide the best value for my money. But if but let's say if it's a tripod, okay, so there are really expensive tripods out there. So I think some of the I don't know. I'm not a camera guy too. So there are tripods that go for about 7,000 pesos, and even higher. I don't know if that's maybe 7,000 peso tripod would still be cheap. I don't know the I don't know the pricing of these things, but what I got is the Chinese made tripod. It's the Yunteng. You see it in Green Hills. Usually, it's a very light tripod, and I don't know. I don't think it's gonna last that long if you're gonna take it into production every day. And I got it. That's the cheapest that I could find that fits the description of what I need, and I got it because I'm not gonna carry it around. It's just gonna be here. It's not gonna be abused. It's just gonna stand here and have my camera mounted on it. So I didn't need to buy a really expensive tripod for that. So on those things, I I picked the cheapest. And even this boom mic, there are there are swivel arms like this, that similar items that goes for thousands of pesos. I got this one. This is 500, I think. And the SJ cam, um I didn't get the GoPro because the SJ cam can do anything that the GoPro can, and the price is like even less than one fourth of the GoPros. Uh, so it's a no brainer. I'm gonna get the SJ cam. Besides, it's the reviews are really awesome for the SJ cam, especially for the SJ6 and the SJ7. I think it has stepped up already, and almost caught up with GoPro. And GoPro should should think twice now. Maybe they should. Maybe it's time they lower their prices a bit. I don't know. What else would I need? What else would a podcaster need? I also have a headphone. These headphones are are really, maybe after I get the, because I already have one item coming. I'm waiting for this one package to complete my setup. Uh, After that, I'd probably I'd probably get a new headset because this is just ugly. It works, but it's not the best sounding headset, and it's yellow. Why is it yellow? But it was, I think this was a free. It came for free when I bought something which I could not remember what anymore. Okay, so it's it doesn't even fit right, and after about 10 minutes, your ears will hurt. So I would usually just wear it like this, or you can like this, and you're gonna be like Cyclops. Oh my god, it is Cyclops. Damn, oh, look at me, Cyclops. Huh? Wow, I can see right below, and it's Cyclops. I just found that out now. All of a sudden, I like it. I like it so much more now. Now that it's Cyclops. Anyway, so let's see. As for the equipments, those are basically it: internet, microphone, camera, and the computer. Well, the others would be a studio, a presentable one. So my studio is not the fanciest looking studio. It's it's just an ordinary studio of a of an ordinary artist with extraordinary skills. And yeah, at least clean your studio and have a comfortable look, have a comfortable seat, and also maybe, yeah, mind what how you look when you uh, when you go in front of the camera. Those are the secondary things, and how you brand yourself. Those are the things that you need to think about. What kind of topics that you're gonna have, you're gonna discuss. You're gonna what Who would be the guests that's gonna come into your show if ever you have guests. Those kinds of things. What else? Let's see. What else did I write in here? Oh, damn. Okay, so skills. Skills needed. What are the skills that you need to podcast? So first of all, you gotta know how to talk. As in talk about different topics and have insight and make it make it entertaining, make it sound entertaining, even if you're talking about a boring subject like podcasting. And honestly, um, one of the reasons, I think I've already said this, but uh, I'm just trying to make myself better and in talking. And I'm not the best talker out there. I'm not the worst neither, but and sometimes my grammar fails me. But and I have lapses, and I'd stutter sometimes and get lost. But you know, I try. That's why I'm doing this so that I could improve. And as with any skill, the more you do it, the more frequently you do it, the better you become. And this is these this is the only time that I've done anything like this, because back when I was a kid, I never dreamed about becoming a broadcaster. I never looked at I never watched TV Patrol and looked at Noli de Castro and that say, one day, one day Noli de Castro, or I never looked at Arnold Clavio and then said and then thought about, "Ah, one day they're gonna make puppets from my image." Um, I never thought about it, so it's not. It wasn't. It was never in my dreams, and I never thought that one day I'd be talking to a camera with a microphone on my face, and and I'm gonna have fun, and I'm excited, and that I'd be willing to spend cash on such a silly idea. And to be honest, the that thought alone would have petrified me. I'd be scared shitless if if you made me do this maybe 10 years ago. I wouldn't know how. Um, eh, as a matter of fact, I I always cringed every time I hear my voice uh, recorded. When somebody takes a video of me and I hear my voice, um, I just cringe. And the thing about it is, I also sing. So I've been recorded several times while I was singing, and even though I did well while singing, I'd still cringe when I hear myself on the tape. But now, in just a couple of months, I have uh, I have learned to not not yet appreciate, but I've learned to not cringe in my own voice, and that's a good start, I suppose. And what else? Okay, so the content, yeah, you gotta have a niche. Actually, this is one part that I'm um I mean, I don't have this down just yet. I don't know what's gonna happen on this podcast, and I don't know. I don't know. This channel was originally intended to become a drawing channel, art tutorial channel, or something similar. And podcasting is just it's under the it wasn't a priority. Let's just put it that way. The priority was to create drawing videos, but with my schedule, it's kind of hard to keep to keep the 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 schedule, the videos, keep the videos coming on a regular basis, because creating those videos after drawing, and there's just way too much work involved. So if you check out my videos, my Inktober videos, I needed to first first step is to write the script. Okay. Well, no, some because I already have the idea, I already have the theme for that. So I draw the character first. First, I planned which character to draw, and then I draw it. Then out, and then screen capture my drawing, and then once I have captured the video, I'm gonna write a script on what to say, because I wasn't I wasn't good at it yet, and I'm still not good at it now. But I'd probably done a little better a few months ago. And so when uh, when after I've finished the script, I'm gonna I'm gonna record the voiceover. So and then I'm gonna look for for a background music, a soundtrack, and then I'm gonna edit everything and make sense of the drawings, and come up with the graphics and all, and come up with spiels, and come up with what do you call this, the links and the hashtags, and all of those things, and then think about a way on how to market those goddamn videos. And those are really hard work, especially if you're just learning and nobody's helping you. But it was very enjoyable to me, and I loved doing those videos. If only I didn't have actual work and I didn't need to eat, I'd still be doing those right now. But um since I didn't get enough time, and it was a little too tedious to pull off regularly, I thought, yeah, maybe I'd podcast and do live streams instead. And I'm still gonna do those videos because I have lots of ideas on what to do, and I'm gonna do those videos one at a time. But I need to I need my channel to be busier, and the fastest way to create content is to record a podcast, because you just there's very minimal editing, and with OBS now, it's basically I'll just upload it, and when I get better, I could even do this live. So actually, this is just practice so that I could do this live. And until that until that day, um, yeah, it's so much faster to create podcasts than videos. And also YouTube, I'm shooting to create more live videos, because right now YouTube is prioritizing live streams, even though the last live stream I made didn't get didn't get views. Let me check how many views I got from from the drawing companion. As of a few hours ago, just 10. So 24 hours, 10 views. That's what I got. And can I do? It's okay. That's all right. We'll we're gonna improve. Hopefully by the end of this year, I'd have a little bit more of a following. But I don't know. Let's see. But my goal really is to have fun, and really I'm just entertaining myself. This is just to entertain me, and because I could. And actually, my mantra, I have I have what do you call this? What's the word? I have adapted a mantra for myself in the last couple of years, and it is in Filipino. It is sipag, tiyaga, at kapal ng mukha. So that's my mantra nowadays. So that's sipag. That's what's sipag? Hard work. You can say hard work, or there's a specific word for sipag. Industriousness. Maybe hard work is more like it. Sounds better. Industriousness, tiyaga, patience, or courage. Could also be courage. At kapal ng mukha. That's guts, but it's more funny if you know Tagalog. So it's having guts and not giving a fuck. So that's kapal ng mukha. Literally, it translates thick skin, thick facial skin. Kapal ng mukha. So, what else? Boldness. Boldness is a good word to put it. Hmm. Let's see. I suppose that covers the podcasting, the podcasting podcast. So if you want to know more about podcasting, you can comment and ask me. And if you enjoyed listening to my sexy voice, then go ahead and subscribe. You see, there's this little arrow over there. You can just press the icon beside it or right below. Just subscribe, and I'm gonna be doing this as often as I can because sometimes I have nothing better to do. Simple as that. I'm not trying to impress anyone, and I'm hoping that one day I'd have more followers and more subscribers, and maybe I could make some money off this channel. But if not, I'm still happy. Okay, so um, I have I have other stories that I wanna share. Actually, I've recorded some of them already, but maybe I'd redo it because my recording settings wasn't good when I tried it. I don't know. I think I changed some of the settings. I thought I was making it better, but I wasn't. So there was lag, and it's like I said, I don't wanna I don't wanna put out anything that's awful. Yeah. But as for this podcast, this episode number 2 is done. Thank you.